RINOs, Republicans in name only. The most famous RINO I can think of in my lifetime was John McCain. John McCain, while I admire the sacrifice he made for his country during the Vietnam War, even though I hesitate to say it was for our country, it wasn't for our country, but it was for freedom and liberty. It didn't work out. As soon as we left, communists took over. So all those Americans died, in my opinion, in vain, and John McCain's time in the torturous Hotel Hilton in Hanoi and everyone else's was all in vain. We should just not have gone. We should have just let it happen and things would be exactly like they are today. All right, that's another rant. But you RINOs make me sick. You have refused. Most of you RINOs are never Trumpers. You should never, ever berate or demean your president. If he is a Republican, keep your stupid comments to yourself. Ronald Reagan would be considered a moderate today, a centrist. And in his time, he was considered way out on the right. He was scaring people to death. But today, he would be considered a centrist, as would Bill Clinton. And you know what? There was nothing wrong with that. Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, they got things done. They knew how to get things done. It wasn't about the clash. It wasn't about a pissing contest. They knew how to get things done. And they got a lot of things done. All three of them did. When George W. Bush won the 2000 election, that all ended. The left saw its opportunity to start poking its nose into elections in Florida and counts and this and that. And they started driving that wedge in between liberals and conservatives and creating the progressive movement. The conservatives, we're still pretty much the same. I mean, I'm still pretty much the same. I don't feel a lot differently today than I did during the Reagan administration. That's the first elections I ever voted in was Ronald Reagan's re-election. I was old enough to vote in his first election, but I didn't, and I didn't vote in those midterms. We really didn't have RINOs back then. There were people who knew how to reach across the aisle and get things done. There's a difference between reaching across the aisle and capitulating to the left. And that is what RINOs do today. They capitulate to the left. Mitch McConnell. I can't stand Mitch McConnell. As much as I hate to say it, Kevin McCarthy, you're running down the same road. I have always voted for Kevin. He's my congressman, and I met him before. He's a nice guy. If no one runs against him that seems to have better ideas, I'll vote for him again. It's that or vote for a Democrat. And but these people have, starting with Obama, the Republicans said, well, we're not going to fight this. We'll wait and we'll pick our fights and we'll do this. And if we do this, we'll get that. And that never happened. The Republicans never picked their fights. They backed down every time. We had a few guys in there, Trey Gowdy, a couple other guys over the years that stood up and dug their heels in, but they just didn't have the numbers. And it was disgusting then, and it's even more disgusting now. There should not be one Republican who has anything in common with a progressive. A true American liberal, that's different. But show me a true American liberal in Congress. Show me one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are some. I've heard a couple that didn't sound unreasonable, but they still voted for terrible legislation because it was Democrat, and they voted against good legislation because it was Republican. It's about picking sides. It's no longer about America's best interests, short-term or long-term. It's now about picking sides and getting the most out of what they can get out of whoever's in office. And by that I mean sucking money out of the budgets and increasing our national debt and funding public programs, social programs that aren't going to work any better than the ones. Name me one social program in the history of the United States, one social program that has been successful. I defy you to name one. They don't exist, and they never will. Social programs are not designed to be successful. They're designed to get votes. And the RINOs today, you are as responsible as Nancy Pelosi for what's going on right now in Washington. stimulus bill. That should never have passed. I was so disappointed that President Trump didn't veto it. But what choice does he have? You guys are hounding him right along with the Democrats. He's trying to get things done. He's trying to do the right things. And all you can do is dog the man. He has done so much for this country, but you don't like that. You know why? Because it wasn't your idea. He went outside the normal circles. He didn't ask you. You're not that important. And this president has proven that. He's proven he doesn't need your blessing to do anything. And I'm so happy for it. I can't stand you. If you're a RINO, you disgust me. Why don't you just register as a Democrat? You're going to vote for Democrats anyway. You're going to vote for liberal bills. You're going to vote for these social programs. Just go do it. Just be gone already and leave us alone. Let us elect some people who will get things done. You're disgusting. You're worthless. You're lower than a snake's belly. And I hope all you RINOs either get your heads out of your butts or get ousted. I know it's probably not going to happen either. You're going to walk around with your heads in your butts until you die, and you're probably not going to come around. So, and you're probably not going to get voted out. I hope so, but you probably won't. Anyway, that's my rant about RINOs. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and I will see you all later.